What do you get when you mix fried chicken, awkward pauses, and some of the biggest names in entertainment? Today, we're diving into the world of Amelia Dimoldenberg. Hey, it's Leah here, and I'm super excited to explore this with you today.
And I'm Garrett, feeling pretty curious about today's topic. Welcome to Laid Back Learning with Leah and Garrett. We're talking about the intriguing life and career of Amelia Dimoldenberg, an English comedian, writer, and presenter, best known for the interview series Chicken Shop Date. Quick story, I stumbled on Chicken Shop Date late one night on YouTube. You know how the algorithm gets when you should be sleeping. The episode drops you into a fried chicken shop, neon lights buzzing a little, and Amelia is sitting there with a very famous guest acting like this is the most normal date ever. Her face is totally straight. The question is kind of ridiculous in the best way, and I just lost it. I binged 3 more. It felt familiar and off the beaten path at the same time. That mix hooked me right away.
Let's set the scene. Amelia Dimoldenberg is London born and raised, and she created Chicken Shop Date as a playful mock date format. She interviews celebrities in actual fried chicken shops. The charm is the contrast, high-profile guests in a totally everyday setting. She delivers questions in a deadpan style. Deadpan means you keep a straight face and a calm voice while saying something funny or absurd. The result feels both low stakes and sharp at the same time.
Episodes usually run around 10 minutes, but they film for about 40 minutes and then cut it down to heighten those deliciously awkward beats. That's post-production, everything that happens after filming, like editing and sound. Amelia has said the character really comes through in the edit. They chop, they trim, they let silences breathe, and it turns into a rhythm that is almost like sketch comedy timing.
Here's how it all started. Before video, Chicken Shop Date was a written column for The Cut, a youth club publication based at the Stowe Centre in London. That spirit of trying things for fun carried over when the series moved to video in 2014. The first filmed guest was Getz, a grime MC. Grime is a fast, London-born style of electronic music with quick-fire rapping. That early grime focus mattered a lot.
Right, because those early interviews were friends of friends. That embedded approach built trust in the scene. If you're inside the culture, you're not just parachuting in for views. That gave the show credibility with music fans. DIY energy was everywhere. DIY here means do it yourself. Minimal budget, lots of creativity. You can feel the authenticity in those first videos. It is London high street realness, fluorescent lights and all.
And the chicken shop itself was a choice with intention. She picked somewhere you would not usually go on a date, and that flips expectations. Guests don't have to be perfect. The place is familiar and unglamorous, which lowers the pressure and invites play. It also anchors the series to a very British setting, which I love. It feels local, even when the guest list gets global.
Fast forward a bit, and the guest list grows beyond grime to include pop stars, film actors, and internet personalities. Still, the core tone stays. Amelia plays an exaggerated version of herself, sarcastic and a little awkward on purpose. The edit highlights pauses, that microbeat right after someone says something odd. It's almost musical. 10 minutes of the best bits from 40 minutes of chat turns into this tight comedic loop.
Let's unpack her interviewing style. She loves a deliberately preposterous question that riffs on a guest's image. One example, with Phoebe Bridgers, an American singer-songwriter known for wearing a skeleton onesie on stage, Amelia asked whether dressing as a skeleton promotes an unhealthy body image. It's clearly tongue-in-cheek. The joke lands on the idea itself, not the person. That's a fine line, and she walks it with a straight face.
Why does that work? I think it's because the cut protects tone. If a moment feels too sharp, they can trim it. If a pause builds the laugh, they let it breathe. That's different from live talk shows, where you can't massage the rhythm later. The show also scaled outward. Amelia took that quick-fire style to red carpets. A red carpet correspondent chats with celebrities as they arrive at big events and turns those exchanges into short clips.
She's done the MOBO Awards, which celebrate music of Black origin in the UK. the Brit Awards, the Golden Globes, and even the Barbie film premiere in 2023. She prepares by writing hundreds of questions before each event. That's like building a toolkit. You can pivot in the moment while still feeling spontaneous. It mirrors Chicken Shop Date's ratio. Record a lot, publish the gold.
There were other projects too. In early 2018, she presented Meet the Markles, a Channel 4 documentary where she met members of Meghan Markle's family. Reviews called it an entertaining ride with real hilarity. The same year, she popped into The Big Narsty Show and served as a roving reporter on Don't Hate the Play As, a hip-hop-themed comedy panel show that later earned a Royal Television Society Award nomination. That award is a respected UK television honor for excellence. She kept showing range without losing her signature tone.
She also appeared on Celebrity Come Dine With Me in 2020, and then in 2021, led Celebrity Rebrand, a short-form Channel 4 series on social media where she helps Channel 4 stars reinvent their image. That is very her, concise, character-driven, punchy edits. You can see the digital native instincts at work.
Business-wise, she set up a company in 2018, first called Chicken Shop Date Limited, then renamed Dims Inc. Limited. The rename signals building a portfolio, not just one show. Under that banner, live Chicken Shop Date, Amelia's Cooking Show, and Fake News, plus plans for the Dims Inc. Academy and an exhibition to inspire creators. I like that it loops back to the youth club roots. Make a space where experiments are welcome.
She diversified income too. By 2025, most reported revenue came from outside Chicken Shop. Date, think red carpets, brand ambassadorships, directing gigs, and commissioned content. She partnered with Olay in beauty, with Bumble in dating, and with Levi's in fashion. In 2026, she fronted Marks & Spencer for a Love That Summer range. That mainstream reach is real.
And the Oscars run is major. The Academy tapped her as red carpet correspondent in 2024 and 2025, and in 2026, she returned with an expanded social media ambassador role. 3 years in a row at the biggest film ceremony in the world, that crossover from web to global stage is kind of the whole story in miniature.
Awards and nods tell another story. Central St. Martin's, where she earned a BA in Fashion Communication in 2017, awarded her an honorary fellowship in 2024. Then Time magazine named her to its inaugural Time 100 Creators list in 2025, which highlights influential digital voices. Creative education meets internet-era execution, and the institution's noticed.
She's even directed. In 2026, she helmed the album trailer for Maisie Peters' record Fluorescence. It starred Peters and Georgia Groom, nodding to the 2006 teen classic Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging. Plus, she had a cameo as herself in The Devil Wears Prada 2 in 2026. That's a perfect cameo world for someone with fashion and media chops.
For personal background, she grew up in Marylebone in London in a Jewish family, with her father Paul Dimoldenberg, who served as a Westminster City Councillor and worked in public relations, and her sister Zoe. Her dad retired from the council in 2026. Education-wise, she did A-levels in English, art, politics, and IT, then a foundation diploma in art and design, and finally that BA at Central St. Martin's. You can see how that design training shapes her clean branding and visual wit. Here's a question that lingers. How does Amelia balance satire with sincerity without alienating her guests? My take is that her early grounding in subcultures, especially grime, set a standard for respect. When you start by making something with and for a community, you absorb its codes. You tease the performance without disrespecting the person. That foundation travels with you when you sit down with a pop star or an A-list actor. The vibe says this is play, not a takedown.
I hear that, and I want to add the edit as a safety net. Control of tone happens in the timeline. If the awkwardness feels mean, you can trim it. If sincerity peeks through, you can feature it. She writes hundreds of red carpet questions so she can switch lanes mid-chat. The edit does the same thing after the fact. It's like steering twice, first in prep, then in post.
Why doesn't that flatten the spontaneity, though? Sometimes too much control can feel, overproduced.
Because the raw material is messy to start with. 40 minutes in a noisy shop gives you ums, pauses, and sideways glances. Keeping a few ragged edges makes the polish feel invisible. You compress, but you don't sand everything down. The best cuts still breathe.
So where could this style evolve? I could see her leaning into longer arcs in documentaries again. Meet the Markles showed she can carry a broadcast story. Imagine a miniseries that keeps the awkward humor but adds more heart to a guest's backstory or a scene, satire on the surface, sincere curiosity underneath.
I'm with you. Maybe the evolution is also in format experiments under Dim's Inc. You could take the low-stakes setting idea and swap the chicken shop for another everyday space, but keep the same tone, or build the Dim's Inc. Academy to train new creators who riff on the model. The through line is tone control and placemaking, not just the exact Booth and Fryer smell. Pop culture-wise, Chicken Shop Date is often compared to Hot Ones, Between Two Ferns, and Carpool Karaoke. A New York Times writer, Jonah Engel Bromwich, noted the show isn't as popular as those American juggernauts, but praised how it grew authentically from a specific subculture, niche first, then scale.
Those recent projects, directing the Maisie Peters trailer with Georgia Groom and cameoing in The Devil Wears Prada 2, are clean signals that her internet-era persona fits comfortably inside mainstream film and music storytelling. Counterfactual time. What if Chicken Shop Date never transitioned from the youth club column to video in 2014?
All right, let's paint that picture. Without the filmed awkwardness, you lose the pauses and eye contact that are half the joke. The written column might still be witty, but the silent beats are the punchlines. I think Amelia would still have made broadcast inroads, like with Meet the Markles, and maybe pushed deeper into documentary and writing. Red carpet chops, probably, but slower to pop because you don't have all those viral clips.
And the digital media landscape might feel different. Chicken Shop Date gave a very London texture to celebrity interviews. Without it, there's one less UK-born format balancing the American heavyweights. Maybe another local concept would have filled that space, but the chicken shop specificity is hard to replicate. It's so ordinary, it becomes iconic.
Career path-wise, she still has the design background and the quick wit. Dim's Inc. could still happen, just anchored to different flagship projects. But the Oscars link, 3 years running, feels directly tied to the web series aura. The Academy wanted that crisp, viral-friendly tone on the carpet. Without the show, that exact fit might be less obvious. All right, that ties it up nicely. Thanks for tuning in.
And remember, stay curious. Until next time on Laid Back Learning with Leah and Garrett.